Hey world! Welcome back to Dragon Fairy History. I'm your host, Elijah, and this is my co-host.
Very.
And today, for Valentine's Day, we will talk about a very old, old gay couple. Theoretically gay. Not much hard evidence other than our belief.
Yeah.
Um, but before we get into that, Mary, we need to say our fun facts.
Mm.
So, would you like to start?
As much as I would love to start, I think it would be even more lovely if you were to start.
That's great. I was actually hoping you'd say that. When I asked you, to start, I was actually hoping you'd ask me to start because I totally want to start.
Oh, of course. I actually knew that you wanted to start because you wanted to start, so that's why I asked you if you wanted to start. Yeah.
Yeah. We're on the same wavelength here. We can just read each other's minds. So my fun fact is I just got a boyfriend. Yes, I am very proud and very happy. Valentine's Day is about new beginnings. And yeah, how are you gonna follow that one up, Mary?
I'm gonna follow that one up with I'm very happy because my boyfriend is actually flying to see me for Valentine's Day.
That's great. I bet we're making all the single people jealous right now. But hey, we have to throw a disclaimer that single life is also really great. Sometimes you just need to be single. There are some people who are actually just better off single than in a relationship. They're much happier.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, we gotta acknowledge the singlehood. And, it can be a struggle sometimes, but I think it's also a blessing a lot of the time.
Absolutely.
With our amazing fun facts out of the way, we can get started in talking about Alexander the Great and Hephaestion. I don't know if I'm saying that name right. How do you say it?
That's how I was like pronouncing it in my head when I was reading.
Hephaestion,
Like,
Hephaestion,
like a special way we could figure out.
Fish, Fission, Fijon, Hephaestion. Dude, like the French way. Hephaestion.
You gotta only say like the first third of the word and just go like
Hephaestion.
yeah. You want to be a true French speaker.
True French speaking. Oh my God. I'll just say Hephaestion. That sounds cooler, actually. Let's choose the cool way of saying it. Hephaestion.
Yeah, he would have wanted it like that.
Yeah, Hephaestion and Alexander the Great. The Great Alexander. Um,
If he was gay, I didn't.
what?
I didn't know that he was gay at first because like he's just known for like being with a lot of women.
I mean, it's very debated on whether Alexander the Great um was romantic with Hephaestion or if they were just friends, like just really good friends. Um, but I think I like to think that they were more. Um, but yeah, um, since this is about both, Alexander and Hephaestion, I won't spend too much time on talking about Alexander the Great because I mean, you can just go on and on about Alexander the Great. He did a bunch of shit. Um, but I'll just give like more like points where him and Hephaestion were. together,
Mm.
interacting,
Correct.
interacting. Um, but to start off, background here, Alexander the Great was born in 356 BCE in Macedonia, and I think Hephaestion was also born in the same place at the same year,
Thank you.
coincidentally.
Actually, like, grew up together and were educated by Aristotle.
Yes, yes.
Have a lot of similar facts.
Wow, I did not know that. That's crazy, Mary. I did not have that in my notes. I
Wow,
was not literally about to say that.
I just like took it right from under.
Yeah, wow, that's great. That's so insightful. Yeah. Just to add to that, uh specifically from ages 13 to 16, they were both taught by Aristotle, and you know what they learned from Aristotle? Did I? What the fuck did I just said
Aristotle.
Aristotle. Aristotle. No. Aristotle taught them philosophy, science, and medicine. So they were well educated.
Sounds like it.
Yes. But I'm glad you knew about that. Yes. Um,
Fun fact.
if yep, fun fact. And okay, so Hephaestion, not many people know about Hephaestion. Everyone knows about Alexander Drake, but Hephaestion was a nobleman, and that's why he grew up with Alexander, because he was like noble and they were in like the same rank and everything. So yeah, they were really close. And when they were grown up, Hephaestion or Alexander appointed Hephaestion to be his general of his army. So he like trusted Hephaestion enough to lead his army in basically every like expedition he had. Every expedition Alexander the Great went on, Hephaestion was always there leading his army. That's a lot of trust. And to just that's a lot of closeness to be there at every defeat, every conquer, you know? Um, and one of these events was overthrowing the Persian Air Empire. Just like a small little thing called overthrowing the Persian Empire.
Yeah.
That whole thing happened, and also um carrying arms to India, and also laying the foundations for the Hellenistic period. Alexander the Great did huge things. And Hephaestion was always there by his side.
He was his right hand man, basically.
Yeah, basically his right-hand man, his most trusted friend.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know, very deep trust and deep love for each other.
It's such a deep personal connection.
Yeah, yeah. I bet there's a lot of things going deep.
Yeah, we're really connected.
Yeah, and maybe beyond the emotional, and maybe they start to connect in the physical sense,
That's
you
so
know? But before I get into much detail of these events, do you have any fun facts you'd like to throw out, or any thoughts on anything?
I actually do have a fun fact that they were actually frequently. this is gonna sound a little weird, but they were frequently confused for each other because apparently they just like looked somewhat alike. But it's just interesting. I don't know, being with someone who looks so much like you that people confuse you for one another.
Yeah, that's a little hmm. Hmm.
It's a little bit interesting.
Actually, I have a fun fact for you, Mary. There is there is science proving that okay, maybe not actual science, but there are studies showing that people tend to date people that look like them. What really throws me off is when the person acts like me. Like if someone has
I
the
get you.
same personality and like has the same like strengths and weaknesses. If someone like just personality wise is too much like me, then it's like, oh no,
Yeah.
no, because now you have my weaknesses and I don't like my weaknesses. So yeah, I think that's an even scarier thing for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree with that. Like dating someone with my exact personality, I don't think would work because then you can't like help each other improve at all.
Yeah, that's so true. You just be kind of hitting a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard about that. I've heard something worse that like a lot of men go for women that specifically look like their mom and like vice versa.
You know why? You know why I think that is? Is because they have like mommy issues, first of all. Second of all, I think they want a mom. I think they had a mom growing up and they got everything they wanted and they didn't have to do anything. And then as soon as they reached adulthood, and they're like, ah, shit, mom, I don't live with mom anymore.
Yeah, I
Well, I
need a
still
mom.
need a mom though, because I still don't want to do shit, and I want someone to take care of me. Plus, I want, something to put my penis in every now and then, you know? So they get a wife who looks like their mom. Just a theory. They
No,
just want someone to replace their mom so they can keep living their privilege, their male privilege.
probably because I have seen like couples in public where like the girl like is acting like the mom towards the guy and
Fully, fully. I've seen it.
it's so weird.
Bad. If anyone is in that kind of relationship where you're like parenting your partner, get out. End it. It's over. Anyways, we went on a crazy tangent. I don't even know how we got here.
Saying that the two of them looked alike.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's some reason behind it that is better left untouched.
Yeah.
Um, but anyways, continuing on, um, he conquered the Persian Empire. And what's interesting about this is really interesting. So he wanted to combine Macedonian and Persian blood and kind of create like an ideal race. He was one of those who believed in like a superior race. He was like, "Oh, if we blend these bloods together, then Persians and we can all become one great race or whatever." But he wanted to do this by marrying the daughter of the Persian king he slaughtered. Wh-
This guy.
What a great guy. Um, yeah,
Especially
imagine some dude kills your dad and then he's like, "You're my wife now, and
yeah,
you will have my children so that we can have superior blood or whatever."
that yeah.
Yeah, that was the
I don't
time.
know if the woman would like him that much unless she like her dad that much.
I mean, it could be possible she, hated their dad. I mean, I don't think any king at the time was like a great person. Like, do you really think a king from like ancient Persia or Rome was like a good person?
Like, yeah,
No, they were probably an awful to be around. But still, yeah, there were multiple daughters, and one of the daughters went to Alexander the Great, but the other daughter went to Hephaestion.
that was another fun fact of mine.
Oh wow.
So
Um,
they're technically stepbrothers, right?
wait,
Uh,
hold on.
Or brothers, because they're
No,
no
no,
brother-in-laws. Brother-in-laws.
in-laws.
Yeah,
They're brother-in-laws.
yeah.
Damn. They're getting real close to some siblings or dating.
They look alike. They're brother-in-laws. Like it's getting,
It's getting real close.
yeah.
Yeah, they were close. Oh, they were too close. But it was really interesting that Hephaestion was given one of the daughters as a bride because all the soldiers were given Persian wives so that they can mix the blood and
Given Persian
produce.
wives,
What was that?
crazy given Persian wives, like given like objects.
Yeah, basically. It wasn't even like the wives that were important. It was the babies.
Um,
They had to mate. They were only given just so they can make babies, so they can combine the blood. So yeah, the wives were definitely objects. Um,
that's pretty standard for back then.
yeah, pretty standard. But yeah, the soldiers were given just regular Persian ladies, but Alexander gave Hephaestion like one of the like most prized Persian women, like the daughter of the Persian king. And so that's kind of a huge thing of like, wow, he's giving Hephaestion something even like something way better than his soldiers.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like that
Pretty,
just shows a special closeness there, you
mm,
know? Yeah, but another interesting thing is the citizens of Macedonia actually disagreed with Alexander's idea of mixing races. Of course, I mean, what's ancient Macedonia without a little racism? Like, you know, superiority. Um, but it was just really funny because up until then, everyone loved Alexander. They were like praising him as like, oh, the best king, like
no
the
best thing.
yeah, like the hero. But then he was like, let's combine blood with the Persians. Then they're like, oh, no, 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 we can't be ruining our kind like that. Yeah, that's that's kind of funny. Um, but wait, yes. Um, Fortunately, after some time, Hephaestion finally died in 324 BCE, and Alexander gave him a royal funeral in Babylon, gave him the best funeral, And it is recorded that Alexander went into deep mourning. He barely ate or slept, and he was grieving for like years.
Oh yeah.
Not years, because the next year he died. But he was just like super upset about Hephaestion, which of course,
Of course. It
but
would be.
it was like it was a lot. People noticed it was very intense. And, one would be so intensely in grief if they lost a lover.
Exactly, of sorts. And
So,
actually, he was so down about it that he even ordered certain cities and sanctuaries to be named after him following his death.
yes, yes, good ways to honor him. It's like,
Honor a friend.
yeah, I swear, guys, he's just a bro. Like, yes, I make literally everything about him, and he follows me everywhere. And yes, I have named buildings and statues after him. Um, but he's just a really good bro.
Really good bro.
A really good bro. Um, yeah, and then Alexander died the next year in 323 BCE due to illness, per usual.
Yeah, that was common for the time.
Yes. But do you have any thoughts on everything or fun facts?
I know I did have another one that I did not get the chance to say, but a lot of them, you're right. You said a lot of my fun facts.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, when at least when Hephaestion was alive, he was
Mhm.
actually one of the like few people that could actually like openly argue with Alexander the Great without getting like severe punishment or like any
Yo,
fear.
special treatment?
He could
Playing
argue
favorites? That sounds suspicious.
because
Yeah.
everybody else couldn't really openly disagree
Yeah,
strongly.
because if they did, they get their head chopped off.
Exactly.
Like, how dare you speak against Alexander the Great? Yeah, wow. I actually did not know that, Mary. What a great fun fact. Very insightful. Well, what did we learn today, Mary? What did we learn from the knowledge of Hephaestion and Alexander the Great?
We learned that there's actually, I think, more famous like gay and like bi people in history than we like know of. It's like in history class, I never knew about this.
Yeah. And you know why? It's because they don't want you to know. Is because they bury it down because they don't want to admit that sometimes the biggest chads of them all are super gay. The most manly men are with men. There are a lot of gay men who are just sexist.
Oh, definitely. Have you heard that like there's no like the people who are like the biggest homophobes out there are usually like gay themselves. They just can't accept it. So then they become
Yeah,
homophobic.
yeah. No, it's literally just projection.
Yeah,
Pure
seriously.
projection. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
And make sure to comment below anything else you want to see. Um, bye.
Bye.